Let me show you one of the example of sagittal plane movement. Plank with leg lifts. Sagittal plane is a vertical plane that divides the body into left and right side. It is a flexion and extension types of movement. Plank with leg lifts is intended to strengthen the core muscles as well as the glutes, hamstring, and quads. We use our left and right elbow for support, which performs the flexion. We extended our left and right legs as we raises alternately.
Hi, I am Ian Bernardino and I will be executing a jumping jack in sagittal plane.
By the way, sagittal plane is an anatomical plane which divides the body into right and left parts. Actions that can be performed in a sagittal plane are extension and flexion. As you can see, the arms are extended and it is also being flexed. And now I am going to perform the jumping jack with counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I will perform it with music.
Hello everyone, I'm Cheryl and today I'm gonna show you how to do the perfect jump squat and how this movement applies to the sagittal planes. Jump squat is a movement targeting the legs. It's all in the thigh area, the quad, the inner thigh, the glutes, the back of the legs, and the hamstring. So in jump squat, you're just going to start out like a regular squat and you're going to bring your feet a little bit wider, then shoulder width apart. Your toes are pointed forward. You're just going to go right into the squat. You're going to shoot those hips back and keep your weight loaded on your heels. You push your weight all the way back and get nice and low in your squat. So as we perform the squat, it involves flexion and forward motion in sagittal plane. Then you're going to drive through those legs and jump all the way up. You're exploding up as you jump, moving your hands back to give some power as you jump up. Then you're going to squat all the way down, so like this. And bring those arms forward. So as you jump up, you're going to push those arms back behind you. So to give some extra power to those legs. That shows extension and backward on the way up to fit into the sagittal plane. And now let's get into the move. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how you do the jump squat in a sagittal plane.
Hi everyone, my name is Hila Blanque. I will perform a back squat. Back squat is belong to the sagittal plane. During the squat, everything above the waist is stabilized while everything below is in motion. Performing flexion when lowering to the ground and extension when standing back up at the ankles, knees, and hips. When flexing and extending the lower extremity, the knees are tracking parallel to the imaginary plate that cuts the body into left and right halves. Additionally, the hips move back and down. Similarly, staying in line with the track of the sagittal plane. There is no intentional left and right movement during the exercise. Therefore, the back squat can be classified as a sagittal plane exercise.
이곳을 light up the sky 네 두 눈을 보며 kiss you bye 실컷 비웃어라 꼴종이가 이제 너희 하나 둘셋 how you like that you gon' like that da-da-da-da-da-da how you like that
Okay, good afternoon everyone. This afternoon I am going to execute some of the exercises or warm up based from the types and kinds of planes. So as we all know, there are three types and kinds of plane. The first one is we have sagittal. It describes the direction from anterior to posterior, vice versa, from posterior to anterior. So the second one we have frontal. So it describes the direction from lateral to medial or medial to lateral. And the last one is we have transverse plane. The body parts moves or the body parts stay or can stay in place. So for now, I will just execute the two type or kinds of plane, which are sagittal and frontal. So sagittal look like this. So ito. So in this one execution or one warm up, it creates three movements. So the first movement is the hyperextension of the hips or the hip, and the second movement is the dorsiflexion of the knee, and the last movement is the dorsiflexion of the ankle. So that's for sagittal plane. Now let's move on to the second one, which is the frontal. The direction is from lateral to medial or medial to lateral. So the execution is like this. So we have for frontal we have inversion or eversion. So it's look like this. So inversion and eversion. Inversion or eversion. And we have adduction, abduction. Adduction, abduction. So that's for frontal. So that's it, and thank you for watching.
Frontal plane are movements that passes from side to side and divides the body into the front and back. The movement that I am going to perform is called standing diagonal leg lift. First, stand with your left foot and diagonally lift your right leg sideward. Reach as high as you can and count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then, repeat on the other side. Count then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, let's do it with music.
Shining through the city.
Good day, everyone! Hi, it's me, Leia Sandra F. Banson. For today's video, I am going to perform the lateral lunge. It is really important to include exercises in your training that address all planes of movement. We spend so much time traveling in a straight line forwards and backwards that we forgot how important a change of direction is. A lateral lunge, as demonstrated, is an excellent single leg frontal plane movement that strengthens the gluteus, quadriceps, and hamstrings, all while lengthening the abductors of straight or stationary leg. The gluteus medius has been shown to be the key muscle in controlling the frontal plane motion of the pelvis or hip complex. The gluteus medius stabilizes the hip during unilateral stance to prevent the pelvis from dropping and has also been proven to control femur internal rotation during closed chain activities. Weakness of this muscle has been associated with lower back pain, palliofemoral pain syndrome, and iliotibial band syndrome. Note: take this movement easy at first. It is easy to pull the deep hamstring if they are excessively tight. Range of motion is far more important than the load here. Therefore, use your lunge depth as a tool to progress before implementing a weight.
Good day, this is Giselle Choi B. Clavas, and I'm going to perform the lateral leg raise. This exercise falls under the frontal plane. We all know that any lateral or side movements moving towards or away from the midline axis of our body is under the frontal plane. In performing this exercise, we will be having the two motion or two movement, that is the abduction and adduction. What is abduction? Abduction is when your upper limb is moved away from the vertical midline axis of your body, and the adduction is when your upper limb is moved inward to your median or midline axis of your body.
Now let's have the execution. We have 16 counts in the right leg and 16 counts in the left leg. First thing is you have to stand upright and make sure your toes facing forward with your hands in your hip. And let's start with the right.
The touch of your hand,
1, 2,
love you
4,
with all of my
5,
heart,
6, 7, 8,
makes me
7, 6,
tremble
5,
within.
2,
Love the smell of your hair.
1, 2,
I'm here in my bed. Without your love, I am out of place, and without you, I am just a trace. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. I wanna be with you always, always, 'cause that is what my heart says. Sparkle in your, I wanna be with you always.
For a marvelous day to everyone in Maniao, Davao. This is teacher Remar Rosite. So for today's session, for today's vlog session, we are going to take this session, this exercise to the next level. So for these sessions, I'm going to execute the lateral raises. Okay, so let's do the lateral raises and what are the movements that can connect with this plane. Okay. So for frontal planes, it's in vertical plane of the body that divides dorsal and ventral. So let's perform abduction for the frontal plane. Let's have, so for abduction, in doing lateral raises, you are going to take your arms, raise your arms away from the midline. Okay, your waist is your midline. So move your arms as slowly but surely, and don't forget to inhale. It's abduction. It's abduction slowly. You can also raise your arm away slowly. Okay. So bring your shoulders down. Okay. Alright, so let's do this again. Abduction, it's away from the midline. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're done with abduction this time. Let's move to the adduction. It's going, your movements should be near at the midline. So from here as preparatory, open your arms, raise your arms, and then move it slowly to the midline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there you have it, the two movements that can connect to the frontal planes. Those are abduction and adduction. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it, and God bless us all.
Horizontal or transverse plane. The movement on this plane are rotational movement or twisting that would take place in the horizontal plane. The exercise that I'm going to do will help you mobilize your shoulder, spine, and hip joints with a sweeping horizontal movement. The horizontal exercise that I'm going to do is called midline cross. Stand with your feet apart and do a lateral weight shift. Take your arm to your shoulder, reach across the body. There is your midline cross. Take your arm forward out of the side and around the back, return to the center. Then you are doing a rotation or twisting. Then add our weight shift to that. Then repeat on the other side. Let's do it with counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try it with music.
Look so good, yeah, look so sweet. Looking good enough to eat. Coldest with the kids, so he call me ice cream. Catch me in the fridge, right where the ice be. Look so good, yeah, look so sweet. Baby, you deserve a treat. Diamonds on my wrist, so he call me ice cream. You could double dip, cause I know you like me. Ice cream, chillin', chillin', ice cream, chillin'. Ice cream, chillin', chillin'.
If you are interested in guidance when it comes to exercise selection, this video is for you. The primary objective of any workout routine should be functionality, including exercises that translate into everyday activity. Many traditional exercise routines focus on isolating one muscle group into one plane of motion. The body is divided into three planes: sagittal, frontal, and transverse. It is important that we understand this plane so we can keep our workout routine balanced with the exercises that we're going to improve our ability to move in real-life situations. Transverse plane biceps the body horizontally into upper and lower abs. Twisting movements are considered transverse. I'm going to demonstrate the transverse plane dominant exercise.
Get ready for Tabata. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Work. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Cycle 1 complete. Prepare and work.
A transverse plane is a horizontal plane that divides the body into top and bottom halves. So anytime we rotate a joint, it occurs in a transverse plane. So movements such as rotation, pronation, and supination all occur in a transverse plane. For example, a head rotation. As you can see, I'm moving my head from left to right. Since this rotation at the neck joint is pivoting, it indicates it's on the transverse plane. Movements also like this torso rotation runs parallel to the invisible plane, which cuts the body in half. Take note, when my palm or forearm faces up or visible, it's supinated. When my palm or forearm faces down, or all you see is the back of my hand, then it's pronated. So it will be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's the transverse plane.
Hi! My name is Princess April Weiser and I'm going to perform reverse twist lunges. So that would be it. So that is what we call reverse twist lunges. Yeah, so it's pretty bad because it's been a long time, or it's been a while since the last time I remember myself engaging into that kind of physical activity. Okay, so please do consider. So when we say, that kind of exercise falls under transverse plane. Our activities under that plane are all rotations. So the example actions would be transverse adduction, transverse abduction, lateral and medial rotation. Okay, so that would be it. I hope you've learned something today. Thank you.
The transverse plane. It includes rotational motions that involve twisting or turning, like the bicycle crunch. The rotational actions emphasizes the obliques. And when done with proper form, this exercise maximizes the muscles recruitment throughout the core.